What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nerds of Combat. I am your host, Static, along with my co-host to my left.
What's up? Emoji. What's up?
And today we have watched episode 3 of Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi to be precise. We watched it earlier, and now we're going to sit here and talk about it, review it together, give us our, give you our opinions about the this episode and how we think it's going so far. And then afterwards, we got a few more things to cover, some video game trailers, some other TV show trailers and whatnot. But we will get to that. So, starting off, let's start with you first, Moji. What do you got for episode 3?
Um, Make sure I'm amplified. Yeah, I thought it was another solid episode. Um, a good amount of action. The guns and the lightsabers. I thought the Darth Vader encounter was a little underwhelming, but I'm sure they'll knuckle up again before the series is over. Um, I guess it's like part of it, like Darth Vader was saying, Obi-Wan, it's been 10 years, hasn't necessarily been using the lightsaber all those years, so he's rusty and shit. So I'm sure he'll spend an episode, sharpening his blade, sharpening his skills, and getting ready for maybe that quote unquote final showdown. Um, Third sister, I know she was getting hated on social media, and I knew this fucking would happen because
Yeah.
from the first episode, I even said like I she's a fine actress, but I just lose the immersion when she's on when she's on the screen. I just feel like she doesn't make me feel like she's a Star Wars character. But unfortunately, people don't know how to like negatively critique somebody without sounding like racist motherfuckers. So here we are. But I do still think that she's like a little bit out of place. I don't, I like the Raiden dude, the Asian looking guy, a lot better than her. Like I wish he got more shine than she did, but maybe, you know, there's more that we'll see down the road that'll change a lot of that up. But overall, I think it was solid. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. Um, and looking forward to the next one.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, I see the same thing about I've been seeing the same stuff about the third sister and everything. For me, she does feel slightly out of place because I think it's because I think it's because she's so angry through the whole thing, like consistently. Like there's no
Yeah.
chill moment. She's just angry the whole entire time. Like even Vader is chill at one point. Like and the motherfucker is walking around with a half a metal body, and he can't take his
Yeah.
helmet off to
He's
save his life. So like even the other Inquisitors, like they have a moment of calmness still, even though when they get pissed, they still have a self control. This motherfucker has no self control, and I think that's what the problem is, or why she
Mm.
feels out of place, and I think that's deliberate. And this is me theorizing. I think she's gonna be like that until it comes down to the nitty gritty, and all of a sudden she sees the light again of the light side of the force. Kenobi's gonna do something, or it might even be Leia that awakens her back to what she was beforehand or whatever like that, and then she kind of gets the confidence later on for a redemption moment or whatever it is. But I think
Mhm.
that's what I'm assuming that's what the point of the constant anger is throughout it, and it is a tad bit, like you said, off-putting. it kind of it kind of makes you like want to hate the character, but I think
Yeah.
that's the point. Um,
Like I
but
keep saying, she's not a bad
You have reached a
actress. Like
voicemail
she's doing
box.
yeah,
fine acting,
yeah,
but
she's doing fine acting to me too.
it's a little out of place in my opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah, but for this particular episode, I enjoyed the episode. It seemed it started to get kind of poetic towards the end of it. Before I get to that part, I do want to mention the fact that this is the first time you've seen Obi Wan like raise his voice. He was,
Mhm.
he's like there's no, oh, not everybody's good. Like
Shoot
I've
him.
never he's never even snapped at Anakin like that when he was a kid and whatnot. So it's like
Right.
it was,
Not even
you can
Ahsoka's
tell,
stubborn ass.
yeah, and I felt like that was important because it shows just how disconnected from the Force Obi-Wan is. Like
Yeah. And
he's not in that peaceful mindset anymore.
yeah, I mean, I like that he's like showing basically the grumpier side because he's been through some
Mhm.
shit over these last 10 years. So I'm glad they're fleshing that part out.
Yeah, and also too, it goes to the fact that like that one of the ways of the Jedi is like your emotions are supposed to be locked away, period. And now that he's able to actually use these emotions, he shows agitation, he shows sadness, he shows fear, like he shows all that shit now. So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to see Kenobi in this light. Now, moving forward to the what I felt like was like the most kind of poetic part of the show was when Vader had him in that force hole and he lit that fire
Yep.
and he drug him across that shit. Only thing that went through my head, and I think what was going through my mind was when he made Obi-Wan feel the same shit he felt when he got his legs cut off and he was crawling and he got caught on fire. He was crawling through that hot molten rock and everything like that. He did the same
Yeah.
shit where Obi-Wan just dragged him through. He's like, yeah, you're gonna feel this shit.
Yep.
So
Come
I
on.
I feel like that was a really great scene to add. Um, just to kind of that part was poetic for me. It was gruesome, which also too I do want to say Disney it kind of stepped up their maturity game on this one. People get cut in half like clear as day, not no swing and cut away, like cut the camera away, but this dude fell straight down and split like
Right.
yeah, and Vader breaking people's neck on sight and shit. Like yeah, it was
Yeah.
and not just a person, like actual like a kid. Like he took a kid and snapped that motherfucking neck. I was
Mm,
like, Jesus, they not
right.
playing this episode. But
Right.
what do you rate this particular episode?
Said 7.
7. All right. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's suitable for me. I think I do it like a 7 as well.
I
Um,
think most people are saying this one's their favorite of the
yeah,
three.
this is my favorite episode. This is my favorite episode.
I can see that.
But yeah, I definitely. But I know why everyone's saying it's their favorite because of fucking
Vader?
Vader. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. Like he wouldn't have had shit. Like if he literally just walked around, people would say this was their favorite episode. They always does that. When it comes to Vader, people gonna say Vader or Han Solo. People are gonna say this shit. Period. So yeah, like yeah, Vader ain't got to do shit, and people are gonna say it's their favorite moment just because it's Vader. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but but yeah. So who we got? We got the hands right. We got Doc. Come on down, Doc.
Duck, duck.
Oh boy,
What's going on, Doc?
where do I start? Yeah, what's happening,
What you
brothers?
what you got for us?
Soul
What you got
brother
for us
number
first
one
this
and soul
episode?
brother number two. That's what y'all are. Yeah, yeah. I like the episode. It was pretty good. Now, like how could you to explain and I understand why he let Obi-Wan go because he's going to torture him. He's going to like torture him by chasing him through the galaxy, I guess. And it seemed like it became a horror movie when Vader was killing all those people. Did it feel
Yeah,
like that to y'all?
yeah.
A little
It
bit.
gave me.
Yeah.
It was. I wouldn't say it was scary, but for some reason, while he was doing it, like as he was walking down and doing everything, like there was moments where like I was holding my
Yeah,
breath, like I wasn't breathing. I was
yeah.
like
I was.
watching, like what the fuck is this guy is mad?
I was like,
Right.
oh Lord, he's gonna kill that. Oh no, don't kill him. He like killed one of the people and left the other one alive, and then he just drug one of them. See, that's the kind of stuff I would do. Well, I wouldn't kill anybody if I had force power. I just go around giving people force wedgies and stuff. That's what I
Force
would do.
wedges.
Yeah. And where that stormtrooper got cut in half, I see how they got about the whole blood thing because this is hot lasers. It just soldered him,
Yeah.
together. As he, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor stormtroopers, they die in the most. When now they ain't die as bad as the guy died on that episode of The Boys, but they did still die horribly. Oh my God! I wish I could get
I
that
need to
image
watch the
out my
boys.
head.
I need
I
to
wish
watch
I
it
could
tonight.
get that image out your head. You probably might regret it. I want to get that image. I want to get that out of my head. I can't. Oh boy. Jesus. Do not eat a meal watching The Boys. Do not. Anyways, that's all I got.
All right.
That
Appreciate that, Doc. Um, I, I wonder how this is going to work. I think Kaijudo might have something to say. I'm pretty sure he does. Um, if you do, give me an emoji. Give me an emoji, Judo.
I mean, hell yeah.
Okay, I guess he don't got nothing to say. Okay,
We don't
so
want to hear him anyway.
he do got something to say. Um, Judo is actually the cameraman, so he's not going to be able to actually come on camera, but we can't hear his voice. So, Judo, you got the floor. Let me give you a megaphone. As soon as I bring up my host tools, give you a megaphone so that you can be heard clearly, and then we got you.
All right, hopefully this works. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, good,
Yeah.
good, good, good. Yeah, there might be a little bit of a bounce back. I'm not sure, but anyway, um, I enjoyed the episode for the most part, but with everything people have been saying about like the third sister and all that stuff, my main issue is the directing. The directing needs a lot of work. Like the pacing is just like off for me. I still feel like they're wandering around in circles. Like it doesn't feel like it's really going anywhere. Even though the story's progressing,
Yeah.
Vader showed up. We learned, Vader's gonna like torture him now, and it looks like Leia's about to get home. And I like the little part about the how they're kind of doing like an underground railroad kind of thing where the Jedi's are escaping and they're putting their names on the wall and shit. And I assume I still haven't seen Clone Wars or Rebels, but I assume that one Jedi he was talking about is probably from there. You know, he said
Yep.
one
Yes.
of his
Yep.
friends went through there or
One.
whatever. So
One.
yeah. I like that part. All that stuff was cool, but like it just still feels like it's not going anywhere, and we're already 3 episodes in. And I just feel like they're wandering around in circles almost. And I understand that they
Yeah.
want to give Obi-Wan PTSD and all that stuff makes sense out of all the trauma that he went through. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he feels like a lot of what happened is his fault. So I know he's like dealing with that, but I
Yeah.
mean, show me a little something by now. I mean, if he's not putting out a lightsaber and doing some cool shit by episode 4, I'm gonna be upset because I mean this motherfucker he scared of everything. Like you don't
For
even
me,
want to pick up that like. Okay.
for me, I'll give them one more episode. Like I say,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, 4.
for me, I'm
That's
fine
gonna be episode 4.
if they do no, well, no,
Oh, I
by
got
one
you.
more
I
I
got
mean
you.
like
I got you.
this next episode 4 is how like Mosey says like what happened. Like he kind of takes maybe the second half of the episode kind of reacclimating himself with the Force and kind of getting himself together, trying to rehone his skills to what he can in a short amount of time, and then episode 5, that's when he's like, "Fuck you, I got this shit." Just fucking.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to be completely cured because I mean, with PTSD, you're never like 100% cured anyway. So they can't, they can't pull that and just have him like all of a sudden he's Obi-Wan from Phantom Menace. Like I know we ain't gonna get that ever. That Obi-Wan is gone for good. But I just want to see him do like a little something, like get a little brave with it. Like everything he's been doing was just based off of fear. Now he looks more like he's a cage,
Yeah.
like not a cage animal, but like a wild animal, just reacting on instincts. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't look like he's in control of
Yeah.
anything. Like when he's going around punching
100%.
them dudes and flipping dudes on the wall, like those are all like fear tactics. Like when you look at him, like he looks almost afraid to even throw a punch. Like he just looks really nervous and
Yeah.
all over the place. And like I said, just my main issue. I'm pretty sure more people got more stuff to say. My main issue is just the directing, and I'm just not used to Star Wars. I know they've been doing it for a while. They've been doing it since Rogue One, and it seems like it worked with Rogue One. But I can't deal with the shaky cam, man. Like Star Wars and shaky cam, it just that's just not how I feel Star Wars should be. Like I like the still shots. I like far away shots. I like how they used to do it. You know, back when we had episode, New Hope and all that stuff, and then we had Phantom Menace. Like, there's a continuity to it that I always talk about that we're not getting now with the new stuff. Like just the camera shaking too much, and just the lighting as well. Like it's a little too gray and black for me. Like I wish we had a little more like the vibrant colors that we had, especially in like Phantom Menace and stuff. Like it felt more Star Warsy. Like to me, Star Wars is, I like that they're going like dark and adult with it, but it's not supposed to be too dark or too adult. Like they're still supposed to keep it light, a little light at some point, and just give us like a fun little adventure or whatever. And I don't know, like it's still growing on me though. I'm still learning to accept this new type of Star Wars vibe, but they really got to get their directing on point, because that directing is what's really throwing me off. Like me personally, I'm a big fan of Moses Ingram. I got no problem with Third Sister. I wanted to cut off everybody's hands. I wanted to kill as many Inquisitors as she can. Like, God, I don't care. Just let her go all out and just fucking kill anybody that she feels did her wrong. So I'm down with that. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. No, and I agree with the.
You all right?
And I left the zone. My bad. I agree with their comment about the pacing. Like just like I was saying with the Darth Vader fight, it was a little bit flunky, a little awkward. And yeah, I can see some, like, man, like, I don't know if they're gonna do any more seasons after this. I imagine not. I think this is gonna be the only one. But
Yeah, I'm gonna assume this is gonna be it. Like this is the only thing for Obi-Wan.
so like it would be so much cooler if like they had like each season was him, running away from Vader, or like trying to do some shit with Vader. Like this season is the whole Leia thing, and the next season it's like another encounter with him and Darth Vader between now and when he meets Luke and shit. But I guess this whole series is going to be about Leia, which I was kind of disappointed at. I thought she'd be done by now, and we'd move on to like other more interesting shit, but I guess not.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of feel you on that. I know. Last week we did mention that we kind of feel like Leia kind of served her purpose in the last episode. Like, okay,
And that
here's
goes
to where
to
she.
Kajuto's point about the pacing.
Yeah,
Like just take her ass home already. Like I understand they got to draw it out. It's a show and shit, but damn, I could have done
another
a
thing
lot more
that
shit with the time.
another thing that kind of confused me a little bit about this episode was like how Kaijudo mentioned the directing is wacky, and the reason why I feel
Yeah.
like the directing is wacky on this episode is really because of the tunnel scene when the third sister kind of finds the passageway.
Yeah.
So she finds the passageway, and there's clearly one way in, one way out,
Right.
through that tunnel. So she's in there in the passageway, whatever like that. Old
Yeah.
girl leaves Leia by herself to come back, so she doesn't see her come back from the tunnel.
Right.
And then on top of that, when Leia gets to the end of the tunnel, the sister is already at the entrance, the exit of the
Right.
tunnel. So it's like, okay,
Like
did you know where the tunnel was going already? So you went all the way around to wherever you went to go
Right.
back, or did you go through to
Well,
the end? Like what happened? Like there's
unless
no,
the Sith got some type of instant transmission that we're gonna learn about.
yeah.
Then I don't know how the hell she
So
did
it's
that.
like, yeah. So like I don't. Yeah, that part was a little wonky to me. I was like, okay, I don't understand how she get through there, how she got through there without being seen, or her or the other woman seeing one another. Even if she didn't go through the tunnel, it would have took her longer to leave out and go to wherever she needed to go to get to the exit where Leia was coming out. Not only that, she didn't know where the exit was going to even be there in the first place. So
Right.
I don't know. It was
Yeah. No,
confusing to
I
me.
completely agree. Completely agree. But I will say, just to kind of, go on the opposite end of the spectrum, a scene I did like was the whole "Are you my real dad?" I thought that was pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Um, Like,
I thought that was
you know,
grimy. I thought it was grimy as shit because he's like, I wish I was. Like, motherfucker,
right,
that's why Anakin was pissed at you in the first place. Like, like you want her.
right. Yeah, there's a lot of ways he could have answered when she asked him that, and I mean, the way he did it was fine. But I thought that was a pretty good scene.
Yeah, that was a nice little loving moment, I guess, or a passionate
Yep,
moment uh,
yep, yep.
between the two. Uh, yeah, I mean, as far as that episode, yeah, I think that's it for me, man. Like
Yeah.
outside the gripes that I had, I
And
I'm
what
not
the
gonna
hell
say
was the
I'm
deal with that? The droid? Is it like
the loader.
sentient or what the fuck?
So as we've seen throughout different Star Wars material and stuff like that, like you have every now and then you get that one special droid that's that
C-3PO and
seems to have some kind of personality and
yeah,
understands the situations well and stuff like that.
yeah.
And I think the loader droid it
Because I
has
mean, he's
that
like
same thing,
clenching
but
his
like
fist, bro. Like
yeah,
I never
like
seen a robot need to clench his
yeah.
fist.
So like I think this particular droid has that level of I guess intelligence or humanity or something like that. He has that level of humanity.
Maybe.
Maybe not to the extent of R2D2 or something like R2D2 or uh shit, what's
C-3PO.
no, not C3PO because C3PO is still kind of roboty, like really.
Oh,
Um,
talking
where
about
he
like
doesn't understand like the severity of certain situations and shit.
BB whatever, BB-8, BB-12.
No, the one
Talking
from
about
Rebels.
droids.
Damn it, the one from
Oh,
Rebels.
I never saw
Don't-
Rebels. Steam
Oh,
would
you didn't watch? I
kill
thought you
me
watched
if
Rebels.
I.
Okay, so there's one in Rebels. I keep forgetting its
No,
name.
Clone Wars is the
But
one I saw.
yeah, okay, yeah. There's one
Unless he
in
was
Rebels where like
wasn't that too.
he 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 actually, yeah, that droid is like that droid shows anger and shit. Like,
Mm. It's like
yeah. So like
I
yeah,
feel like it's usually the protocol droids or
yeah.
most like animated and
Chopper, that's
shit.
his name. Chopper. Chopper is the
Chopper.
name of the droid from Rebels that has like a lot of personality. We're talking R2D2 times three. Like,
Gotcha.
he, yeah, and he's ready to throw hands at any given time. Where R2D2, like, you saw R2's personality. It was like he knew what how severe the situation was. Whenever, uh, like mainly Luke or something like that, or Anakin when he was younger, or something like that, something like bad happened, he had to do that soft sound because he's sad or some shit, or
Yep.
if
Yep.
he's scared, like R2 like shake that little head, he's like, nope,
Soft
I ain't
booping.
doing it. Like
Right.
yeah, so like yeah, and Chopper is times three of that. Like he's yeah,
Hmm.
he's like another model. Like he's similar to R2 but more boxy.
Mm. I see.
And there's actually an episode where R2 and Chopper meet each other,
Okay.
and Chopper put hands on that nigga. But yeah, yeah, that particular droid is I think he has. I'm trying. What's the best way to put it? I don't think he has it to the full extent like the other droids we've seen, but he clearly has it. But yeah,
Okay.
that clinching part is like, yeah, that's definitely brand new. Like
I
that's
was
like,
ready to swing. Like
he,
swing, swing, swing.
he's about to smash some heads for real. And that hammer looked heavy as shit. It looked like that
Hell
hammer was
yeah.
thick as fuck. It wasn't no regular utility hammer. That shit looked like a fucking mallet from Tom and Jerry shit.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, that's our thoughts on the Kenobi show that we have so far. So let's move on to a couple other things that we want to talk about tonight. One thing I do want to bring up. We're actually going to play the trailer for it. Right now. As soon as
Privacy policy.
that,
Subscriber agree.
turn that off. My bad, yeah. Give me one second. I'm trying to pull up the there it goes. Favorites list.
Look who the fuck it is.
There it goes. There it goes. There it
Yo,
goes,
yo.
man.
What's up with y'all boys, man?
Yeah, our third co-host Dub has shown up, man. What's going on? So before he just ran in here.
Excuse me.
He just-
Excuse me, hold on. I ain't mean to interrupt, but Dub, you good, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm
You-
good.
you
I ain't had my
sure?
phone on me, man. I was out at the lake and shit with a little lady friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's what it was. All right, say no more. Say no more.
We thought because everybody had a login issue with my space today.
Oh,
Like they had to
real?
verify and link shit, yeah, and link their accounts and shit, relink their accounts and shit like that. So we assumed that you was going through the same process, and you finally got pissed because we know you don't like the login shit. And you just said fuck it.
Just gave up.
He's like fuck it. This shit about to piss me off.
Yeah. Nah, surprisingly, I ain't had no issues. Oh shit, we got new stuff up here.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, you can actually click the headphones so you can put them on your head. Aim at the earmuff itself so that you kind of
Oh.
you'll notice it once the thing changes. Like the left earmuff, you might want to aim it. Yeah.
Fucking one is click, motherfucker.
It's on your head. You id it.
It is?
Yeah, it's on your head. I mean, you can't see your head, so I mean.
Oh.
it's- but yeah, welcome back, man.
Appreciate it.
Well,
Appreciate it. Hey,
I
yo,
like-
I
I
like
like
I like the setup, dog, with the camera and shit. That's tight.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I figured I'd add that in and everything. I like how
Oh,
you
that
came
looks
up in
dope.
here like you been here the whole time. You just walked up. Hey, yo. Just walked in.
Yo.
But before we move on to the next piece, did you see episode 3 of Kenobi?
I haven't. I'm supposed to watch it
Oh,
today, man, but I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm terrible.
All right.
Y'all watched it though?
Yeah, we watched it.
Did y'all, I remember Cedar was saying that some crazy shit went down. I'm gonna watch it today.
Yeah,
For the
it was
fight.
pretty good. It had some questionable stuff toward the end, but
Okay.
it was pretty good though.
Pretty good.
It's definitely the best episode out of the 3 so far.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
Cedar, would
it's
you
definitely
agree?
the
Because
best
you was pretty high on episode 2.
Well, I'm biased on that
Okay.
episode 2. That nice CD.
Nice.
Yeah, because the cyberpunk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love that shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a lot of people have been saying this third episode was their favorite, like I was telling them earlier. So
Damn.
I believe it.
So already good signs in comparison to Moon Knight. You know what I'm saying? Because by episode
Yeah.
it was kind of down.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
All right. So you came at the right time because right now we about to hit the video game topic real quick.
Boy, Lupe.
Ooh. Okay. Man.
Here we go. The Street Fighter
So
6
did you
trailer.
see any of this, bro?
Finally, I refrained from watching it
Oh,
so I can watch it for the
Alright.
show.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. I can't wait to
Alright.
hear your opinion on it.
I do have some other information on it, but we'll get to that once it pops up.
I still need to see that movie. I heard it's dope as fuck.
Yeah,
I heard it
You're
was good,
starting
too.
to get it.
City.
Got the graffiti on the Capcom, bro. They changing everything.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, ain't there I do this. Never feel loose. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve it one face proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or dunk aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the
motherfucking my
intro.
career mode in Street Fighter now?
Bruh. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, come on.
It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling it in itself and moving up and down, crossing over, passing around, I'm on the time like I can keep score. Years I never thought it was before. When I get out on my knees, I gotta dig in the deep. I feel like I'm on the left, it really has got me. Since I was the win, no good vibes, if you just did it again.
Dunking boxing, all right.
The top player is here.
Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
This will be a good fight.
If you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me what you wanna call me now. I'm on to the top and I'm not looking. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking.
This is our destiny. My secret art.
Oh shit, Renegade. 2000 shit?
Street Fighter 6.
Get the. You got a battle hub now? Oh man.
Bruh.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. So. Okay, we about to get into this. So, I'm gonna be long-winded, so I'm gonna start with you first since you got here, and then Mojo, you gonna go.
All right. Nah, I mean, dog, when we first watched it yesterday, whenever they showed it, dog, like I had pretty much the same reaction as you, bro. Cause like, one, we had no clue what the fuck they was about to show. We just seen Capcom and we seen niggas running around. I'm like, what the fuck is this, Def Jam or some shit? So like, dog, like that was so surprising. And like I was telling Moji the other day, like, I fell off Street Fighter, games ago. Like they kind of got redundant in a way. Even kind of like the art style was kind of from 4 to 5 was kind of, it was a slight improvement, but it was a little redundant. So it was
Not
good
to
to just see
mention-
like them.
For those of you that don't have the context, when he says 4 to 5, he means like 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, right. So, dog, that shit looks amazing. I mean, I'm just curious to see like how it's actually gonna go with like if that world is like how robust that world is. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's like obviously it can be a hub world, but they can do so much with it. So I'm just curious to see how it's gonna go. If you can actually like run around and do like some extra shit, and it's not just like emojis and shit. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, I'm excited for it. I haven't been excited for a Street Fighter game in a long time, bro. I think this might be one that I gotta pick up day one, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, go ahead, Moji, before I start.
No, I'll be quick. I mean, cosign.
You don't gotta be quick.
everything
I'm
you
just
said.
letting you go ahead and say what you gotta say.
No.
bro.
I gotta plug up my shit.
Okay.
Looks dope. Only question I have is, am I gonna get it on the Xbox or PlayStation? But
I can answer that right now. It's PlayStation only. So
it's not.
it say on the
That's on both.
bottom right there? It said just PlayStation?
I didn't see that.
They be doing that all the time.
Okay.
Did you look?
Cool.
it up?
I mean, what's up?
I said you looked it up or something.
I just saw like Xbox posting about it too.
Oh, really? Damn.
Oh, maybe they can finally got it back.
Would low key. Has Street Fighter not been on Xbox?
I don't
Street Fighter
remember.
4. Street Fighter 4 was on Xbox as well. It was on 360 and everything. But Street Fighter 5 was PlayStation only. PlayStation and
Oh,
PC.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. The entire lifespan of five, all the fucking five versions they had and shit like that. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, let me.
Well,
I gotta
shit.
turn my lights on too. I'm losing my track. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, and it looks dope.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Now, okay. Here we go. All right. So, surprise the fuck out of me because if you remember when they first showed us that bullshit little teaser where it's just right you standing there and it's obviously an animated cinematic thing and just said six.
Right.
I was talking all kind of shit. I was like, man, I'm not gonna buy this motherfucking game where it's gonna be the same as the last, you know,
Right.
8 that you had and shit like that. Like the fucking
Exactly.
the art style. Like you need a new
Yep.
fighting mechanic system. Like your engine is different. Like you're using an outdated engine and shit like that. Like
Right.
there's no way I'm gonna get this fucking game unless you steal my fucking heart and make some changes. I don't know if these sons of
Right.
bitches was listening to me on this show or something like that or whatever. I would like to feel like you know what? That's static right there. Let's make him happy.
Right.
like this. Let's make him happy and to go ahead and put this new engine here and shit like that. But the shit looks
Right.
gorgeous. And
Yep.
this fucking my career looking mode that they got going on here or some shit like that.
Right.
Like my question is like, are you running around? Obviously, at first, until they showed the new characters there, Jamie and Luke and shit like that.
Right.
At first, I assumed it looked like there was a created character system the way they was running with the hoodie and everything like that.
Right.
Then it ends up being Luke and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming that there is going to be some kind of customization similar to Tekken, because Tekken has a customization thing to where like they use the original characters, but you can put just about anything on them motherfuckers. So you
Right.
have
Right.
Law dressed like King if you want it. So
Shit. Do you think it'll be as robust as yo game Soul Calibur?
no, there ain't no way. Oh, I mean, that's what I'm assuming. Ain't no way in hell. But if they do, you know, it'll be a surprise the fuck out of me. But like,
Right.
with the fighting games, the customization behind Soul Calibur, I think it's the deepest one because you can do pretty much whatever
Probably.
the fuck you want in there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Everything else has some kind of limits, and I don't think Capcom will take that road with Street Fighter based on how much they, I guess, or how high they put Street Fighter on the pedestal to where they
Right.
almost never change anything about it. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just their fucking classic. They don't want to fucking make too many changes on. But it is great that they got a new engine for this fucking for the fighting mechanics and
Yeah.
everything like that because it's
Right.
there's no it was going to be unacceptable on the new gen consoles that I'm playing something from fucking
Yeah.
3 generations ago. Like it's
Exactly.
it's not gonna make me happy. I'm not gonna. So
No.
just the way the fighting looks fluid. It's not like how that quick choppy animation look how it used to look and shit like that. Like it's actually
Yes.
fluid and everything. And I
Yes.
like
That's
I
what I was
love it.
telling Moji too, bro. I'm just like, bro, like the animations, they look less clunky. It looks less
Yes.
of a projectile base. It looked like they kind of focused on some of the animations with their combos and you know stringing combos together and shit. That shit look
Mhm.
great, bro. It looked real good.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
it just
sure
looks
that's the
good. And then-
same engine as the whatever they're using in Resident Evil currently.
you think so?
That RE engine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you
But
think
that
so?
engine
I-
is
yeah,
pretty crazy though.
Whatever
so
engine they using, they made a good choice. They did a
they
good
doing
choice.
their thing.
I
Yeah.
like the style.
Now, you know, typical PC fashion or typical static fashion. Can't praise something without shitting on it for something. So
Oh,
let's
Oh,
let's,
no.
let's the only issue I have is not specifically the game itself. It's
Okay.
Capcom because I actually have a list of games that Capcom is releasing in the next 4 years. Apparently, a hacker got into their database and they showed the list of games that they're working on. There's 12 different games they're working on that's supposed to be releasing over the next 4 years. That's already in progress, in development. 3 of those games are different versions of Street Fighter 6.
Hmm.
Super Street Fighter 6 Street Fighter 6 Arcade Edition and Ultra Street Fighter 6. All those are on the list of games. Now, there's some good games on that list as well, but I'm gonna get those in a second. But we did mention before all this that like I got a feeling that they're gonna do the same shit they always do and give us these multiple versions of games. So because I got
Yeah.
that list, it kind of makes me I'm conflicted because of the fact that I want this fucking game, but I don't want to buy this game and then buy the next two that are coming since I know they're coming and I know they're going to be
Right.
full price. I
Right.
just don't I don't
Yeah.
want I don't
Probably
want to do
more
that.
expensive.
I don't want to do that, man. Like
Yeah.
it makes me upset. Now, the good thing on that list, one of the good games on that list, or two of the good games on that list, one of them is Power Stone
Ooh.
is on the list. The only thing
Damn.
about Power Stone
That's
on that list
crucial.
is it's classified as a remake instead of a whole new one. But either way, I'm good with a remake because Power Stone was fun as fuck.
Well, remake is a whole new one. A remaster is when it's not.
Oh yeah,
Remake
you know
we
what?
cool
You're right.
with.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah,
Cool
yeah,
with
my
that.
fault. I got the two fucking mixed up.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Nah, you good. I seen where your mind was going though.
So yeah, so like it's so like I'm definitely down with a Power Stone remake. Another one on that
Yes.
list, which I didn't think they'll be working on it so soon is Monster Hunter 6. So I know that'll be
Ooh.
Monster Hunter 6. I mean that's up
See, he
pretty
just
much
stopped
all of our
shaking his head.
yeah. Are you ready for a
Man.
6? Or are you like not yet?
Yeah,
was
yeah.
born
If 6
ready
is
for that
on
shit.
the console, I mean, it might be another Switch thing for all we know.
That's a good
I
point.
think since it's 6, I don't think it'll be on the Switch. I think they're gonna go next gen with this one.
I hope
So
so.
I think we might be safe because usually when they do the Switch shit, it's some kind of separate off side game. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4 or some shit like that. So like
Right.
so that's what I'm assuming. So I mean, if they were smart, they'll do it on the next gen consoles and say fuck Switch.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
If they were smart.
About time.
And of course, they got like 3 other games on there that are all 3 of them are fucking Resident Evil remakes. All 3 of them. They're
Of course.
remaking some, or yeah. So it's that shit I ain't worried about. And there is a Mega Man game on there as well. It just says Mega Man. We don't know if it's gonna be like Legends or if it's gonna be like the RPG one they had. Not RPG, like the traditional RPG one where it was like turn based and shit. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that Mega Man game, which was actually pretty good. It's like Mega Man X something. I forget the rest of it, but so there's no telling what that's gonna be. But as far as Street Fighter 6 is concerned, I want to play this game really fucking bad. But multiple versions that's already been announced for it is really a heartbreaker for me. It's like
I forgot about that.
yeah, it puts me in the position of where because they already got on the list. Super Street Fighter 6, Super Street Fighter 6, or Street Fighter 6 Arcade Edition, and Ultra Street Fighter 6 are going to be are already in the progress of being made. Like, all 3 of them. I don't understand. Like, if you're in the progress of making all 3 of them, why not just make that the actual fucking game?
Right.
But it's I know I can't sit this out. I can't sit out this first release of this game and then wait
When did it say it was
next
coming
2
out?
years. It's all these games are supposed to be released by the end of 2024. This whole list. So
No. When is this game?
this was
Street
supposed to
Fighter
come
come
out in the beginning of 2023.
Okay.
So basically, they telling us that this is gonna come out at the beginning of 2023. I'm assuming February because that's when they have like usually big drops and shit like that. Like a lot of games drop in February for some odd reason.
E3.
Maybe because well yeah, E3 is probably and probably too everybody
No
get
more
their taxes
E3.
back. So everybody get their taxes back by around February. So they probably think everybody got money to drop. So, but we're gonna get this game possibly February of 2023, and then
At the very least,
in
you'll get an announcement.
yeah,
The
and then
announcement
I
will
want to
come
say around late summer, maybe September-ish.
Yeah,
September-ish
an
maybe, like
announcement.
somewhere around there. Then they'll drop fucking Super Street Fighter 6. And then 2024, you're gonna get Ultra Street Fighter 6, which is like I just don't want that shit. But do I really
Find out
want to
more about
wait that
Monster Hunter.
long to actually get the game and play it versus getting it
Right.
when it drops the first version and shit like that? Like I just it put me in a tight predicament. Now, if this was like they didn't do a new engine and it was all that same bullshit, then yeah, I had no problem waiting for another 3 years or 2 years or whatever like
To
that
get the
to
ultimate.
get the
Yeah.
get the ultimate, the ultra ultimate, whatever the fuck they want to call it edition,
Yeah.
and
Right.
just to have it at a discounted price. But
Right.
because they're taking this entirely new direction,
Mm-hmm.
I think I have no choice. Like they backed me into a fucking corner. And
Yeah.
I've been
And
protesting
Good old
Capcom for
Capcom.
fucking I've been protesting these motherfuckers for years, and now it's like they just punch me in the mouth. They just punch me in the mouth and say, "Shut up, you gonna buy? Shut up, bitch, you gonna buy this shit."
Right.
And I
It
did
should look great.
confirm.
It's hard to. I was just gonna say it's hard to think about waiting after seeing what I just seen. So
Yeah,
like
Right.
yeah, that's not happening.
Sheesh. But
now
don't let it come
Go
out
ahead,
at the
go
same time Spider-Man 2 is coming out. 'Cause
Oh, you
it's
know
gonna
which
be
decision I'm making.
Yeah.
Spidey.
Get Spider-Man too. play that
But no, I did
play that
confirm.
story mode, and once
it-
I get done with that story, then I go ahead and pick up Street Fighter 6.
right.
Mhm.
Hey,
But
where you're
I
gonna
did
get the
confirm it.
promotes.
It is Xbox as well. I'm
Okay, all right,
getting
cool.
it on the
they
Xbox
found-
page.
Oh, that's lit.
Why does fucking Sony do that with these state of plays? They be
What?
dropping game trailers like they have exclusives on that game.
Right. That shit is false advertising, bro.
They'll
Like, it
probably
should
show
be, like,
another. I'm saying they'll probably show like a trailer at that Xbox
right. Yep, with the Xbox
showcase
logo by
next-
itself.
next week.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I
it
think
would be different if this was the time period like when we was in the 360 era when like Soul Calibur came out and it's like, oh, you get a PlayStation game, it's the same game, but you get Darth Vader on this console.
oh
and
yeah,
then you
the
get,
exclusive
you know what I'm
characters.
saying?
That was
and
awesome.
shit.
That was awesome.
that shit was
Yeah.
tight. It kind of incentivized and made sense for like
Spawn.
being on separate
Oh.
consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spawn, bro. Oh, I was so
I have to
salty.
fight that nigga so many times because my little brother always used him. But
For real. I never got to play as him. Wasn't he on PlayStation?
He's on
Spawn was on
Xbox.
Xbox.
Was he on Xbox? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was on the original
have the
Xbox,
PlayStation.
the big ass black fat
Yeah.
fucking system. Yeah, he was on that
chunky
one.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Basically, the
Yeah,
team.
360, 360 days. I think Xbox had Yoda. I think.
Yes.
Was it-
yes.
Yeah, they had 360 had Yoda, and then the next game that came out, it was I think it was Hayachi maybe. No, Hayachi was PlayStation.
I chose PlayStation. Yeah.
They had
And
somebody I
Link was
can't
GameCube.
remember. Yeah, Link was
Correct me if I'm
GameCube.
wrong. Wasn't the 360 like the longest running Xbox that Microsoft has had? It was like
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had a couple.
I mean,
games
it was
on
only
that
it was a. I mean, but also to be fair, like Xbox was new to the.
No,
They're still fairly new to the console game, so like that was their second
True.
console that they actually kind of perfected, and then
Right.
that console changed the game in general, like changed the gaming industry in general. So, with the online play and the marketing and shit like that, like they changed
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
Microsoft changed the game. That first Xbox, that first fat one, that shit was an inconvenient. Hey, like it was just too big and too
And it
clunky and
broke all the
everything.
time. It broke all
Yeah,
the time.
that too and
Remember
everything.
that?
That was a massive piece of hardware, but when they 360 came, oh yeah, they smashed everybody with that 360.
Yeah, well, I never bought the 360 because the original Xbox ruined it for me. I didn't trust the 360. I didn't.
What didn't you like about the original Xbox? That shit was more powerful than the
I
PS2.
love the original Xbox, but because it fucked up on me while I was playing games, it literally shut down on me while I was playing like in the middle of like I can't remember what game, but it was one of those like story-driven games because Xbox was famous for those. You never like those things because Xbox back in those days was single player. Most of the games were single player. Remember that? It was very repetitive. Remember, like you said, it didn't
Okay.
have internet access back then.
All right.
but it
Sting,
broke.
the camera can't hear you, so
Oh,
come up to the microphone.
yeah. As I was saying, the Xbox then broke on me back then. Back when I had the original, it broke the original broke on me when I had it, and that just led me to distrust the 360 because it came out right after that, right after
Yeah.
my original broke.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
to be fair, the first generation of the 360s did have problems. I know my first 360 got the fucking red ring of death like maybe a
Yeah.
couple months after I had it. A lot of people had that issue, and it turned out
Yeah.
that it really wasn't the system itself. They had Xbox started selling the fans for the back of it and shit like that,
Right.
and the cooling fans for the back of it to
Mhm.
cool off the system so that you can keep playing longer and shit like that. And those were
Something they all
malfunctioning,
have.
and because they put that together with the fan itself that you attach to the back of it, it was put together with hot glue. So the system was getting hot, and then the hot glue would melt on the fan and then go into the system. So that was the first issue with that. So once
Yeah.
they kind of figured out how to bypass all that, Xbox didn't have no more problems. I think it was like the Slims came out, the black ones and the Slims came out. That's when it kind of went smooth sailing after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after that, but it, like I said, I didn't get another Xbox till they came out with the newer one when they came out with the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Whatever
the
the heck it
Xbox
was.
One X.
Yeah, when they came out with the
Yeah.
X, and then they,
I'm glad you can
Use it.
remember all the fucking names because I fucking can't. The X1, the 1X.
Nah, I only remember,
fucking-
bro. I only remember because the year I went to E3, dog, I remember seeing it in that fucking box. Like, and it was like the future, bro. I was just like so blown away. I'm like, there's never gonna be anything better than the 1X.
Yeah, well, remember what the newest one looked like. What the new one looked like. It's basically a block. You know, the one that does the disc right now that's out now. It's basically a block. Brick.
Yeah.
You know, it looks futuristic, but the problem with it, nobody can buy it because Microsoft never produced enough of them.
I mean, nobody produced enough of anything right now. It's just like fucking Steam Deck is out.
Pandemic did help.
Yeah, chip shortage.
Pandemic didn't help.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole chip shortage situation is fucking everybody.
All right, but appreciate that, Steam. So, all right, but getting back to Capcom real quick, they just put me in a tight situation. Like I think I have no choice but to get this Street Fighter 6 when it comes out. I have no choice. Then
yeah, I agree.
I'll skip the Super Street Fighter 6. I'll skip the arcade edition, but I will get the Ultra. That gives me time to kind of do that because like they're all cross compatible anyway. So like if you're playing on fucking Super and I'm playing on this one, we can still play together. You just have an extra character or something like that I can't use. I just can't use it. Or they most likely might have more shit for their My Fighter career or whatever the fuck is going to be called. Like So I think I can do without it because like the main thing, depending on Kaijudo got a comment. All right, Kaijudo, you go ahead, Kaijudo. And Doc has his hand up too. Doc had his hand up for a while. I think he put it down.
Come on, Doc.
So get yourself ready, Judo. Once Doc finishes what he says, you got the floor next.
I almost forgot what I had to say.
My bad.
Did y'all hear about Ken's new backstory?
I've seen pictures. Like people have like these blurry ass screenshots of him having like this fucking jacket. And he looks rugged as shit and everything.
Like Terry Bogard.
He lost his children. His wife took the children from him.
Oh, they took. I mean, like they died or some shit like that. Like, hold on, what happened?
No. He got tired of him trying to fight all the time, so she took the children and bounced.
That ain't fair. That heifer was a fighter too.
So now it's like Ryu and some other folks, if I read it correctly, was trying to help him get his fighting spirit back.
Oh man, so you tell me I'm probably gonna see a story mode of Ken getting drunk in bars, getting into fucking fights and falling all over the place and shit like that, and they trying to put them together. Let me guess, his best friend Ryu ain't shit. He ain't helping him at all. He just fucking walking around doing his own thing.
Probably.
That's interesting.
This motherfucker Ryu don't never be helping Ken out. But every time Ryu in some shit, Ken come to his aid, and then Ken get his ass beat by whoever he trying to help protect Ryu from. But Ryu don't be helping this dude out, man. That shit be pissing me
That's
off.
because Mario don't fuck with Luigi like
All right,
that, man. He player too, nigga.
Appreciate that, Doc. Also, too, what I noticed in that trailer, that sash that Ryu has on his shoulder, that kind of red sash he got going across his body, that looks like it belongs to Oro. Oro is the last person he was training with after Galkin. And
It is.
It is?
Mhm.
Oh, damn. Okay, I'm on the money. That means that must mean either Oro is dead or he completed his training and got it as just a symbol of his mastering that, those techniques and everything like that Oro taught him and everything, or the style. So,
yeah,
that's cool to see. Judo, go ahead, man.
Yeah, you gotta put me on speaker.
Oh, got you. Hold on, let me give it to you real quick. There you go. Make phone.
Yeah, so I got first I want to say was like I'm not surprised about the multiple Street Fighters, because I mean they've been doing that since Street Fighter 2 ever came out, like way back in like 92, 91, whatever. We had like the Turbo, the Super Turbo, like they do that all the time. So I'm not surprised about that. My thing is that sandbox mode, like that reminds me a lot of when Mortal Kombat try to take their characters and do like little RPGs and one-off stories. Like, it's giving me that vibe, and I hope it's not as bad as that was. And I'm just curious to know like what parts of the game is going to be. I want to know if you noticed like what parts of the game is going to be offline and what's going to be online, because I'm afraid that like a lot of shit is going to be like stuck online, where like as once the servers close, or as once you want to take that game on the road, play it with your friends somewhere, you ain't gonna have much of a game. It's probably just gonna be like just the straight up fighting part, like not the sandbox part and the clothes and all the other stuff that's supposed to be coming with. I'm afraid that all that stuff gonna be locked on some kind of online shit, which they've been doing a lot, especially with sports games like 2K and Madden and all that shit. Like they lock a lot of those extras on the internet where you can't get to them without an internet connection.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is a good question, or actually a good concern, because Street Fighter 5, once it got to the Super Edition and then the arcade, and then once it got to the editions, they did lock out a lot of shit to where the only thing you could do was just, you played your single player story mode, and then you had versus with your friend, that was over, but you couldn't do any other mode. You couldn't even look at the networks and shit like that, like the hub networks that they had, or you couldn't even look at your replays. You couldn't even watch your own replays because the replays was saved on their server and shit like that. So yeah, that is a legitimate concern.
That's what worries me the most about like just a lot of games that they promise a lot of bells and whistles, and then they just lock it all online. I think I spoke with somebody once on a podcast, and like they're kind of like pro developer and stuff. So I don't know if this is like pro developer speak or what, but like my question was like, are these developers like cutting corners? Like now that they have like this online stuff, where they can just like magically patch games online and add shit online and all that stuff, like, are they getting lazy with their development? Like they're not giving us complete games and just like, we'll just clean that shit up on the server. Everything's like server, and I feel like that's just like the wrong direction. Like saying that with Street Fighter, we don't know all the information on Street Fighter 6, but just games in general, like, you know what I mean?
You good? Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm doing a VR show right now.
You on? Yeah.
No, man. Like if I do get on, I play the PlayStation every now and again, but I really ain't been gaming that much. Really low key, me and Nessa been kicking in a lot.
Mute him.
You might want to mute, bro.
I don't think you can.
Doug.
Yeah.
Can you mute him?
Hold on.
You might want to mute, bro.
Oh, my bad.
But go ahead, finish what you were saying, Judo. Sorry about that.
This one of them shows, man. But yeah, that's just my thing with games in general. Is like, are developers cutting corners? because like they can basically like 1, 2, 3 magic and fix stuff online without really much worry. I mean, like in a way, online is like a blessing and a curse. Like it's a way where we, us, just us right here talking online. Like we could play games against each other on PlayStation, computer, all that. Like all that stuff is great. Like you can play with anybody from around the world. That stuff is great. But then at the same time, I mean, that's the blessing part. But at the same time, it's a curse because like it's making these developers, in my opinion, get lazy and not really want to give us full games. We paying like $60, $70 for these games, and they're not giving us the full experience unless we got an internet connection.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely see where you're coming from on that. And to be fair, this term pro developer, that's the first time I ever heard it. Have you ever heard the term before, pro developer? Like, as a movement, as a movement, that's the first time I heard that term, but not, before I would hear that term.
Yeah,
like, okay,
it's
you're
just,
a professional
it's just this one dude because I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's just this one dude that I listen to. I'll tell you his name off there. You can listen to his show and give your opinion. But anyway, I've been listening to his podcast since 2007. And, he's one of those guys that, he develops himself and, he just kind of, you can tell that he kind of leans on the side of developers. Just him specifically. Like, I don't hear any other people,
Yeah, which is
unless they're,
understandable.
like, an independent developer. There's always that argument. They're like, anytime anybody's asking, like, why is an independent game taking so long, they're like, come on, man, give them a break. It's just one developer, dude. Come on. Like, I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
So, that's a little pro developer, but that's another story. But anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish your thought, man.
No, you're good. So, but yeah, so I wish I was a part of that conversation because that's a perfect opportunity to tell a actual developer, like, look, y'all fucking playing with us. Y'all know that you obviously know what the fuck y'all doing and y'all okay with it. So obviously we know it's possible to create a game at full capacity. Give us everything that you had ready for the game. You completed the game. It wasn't a fuck up or nothing like that. And you will put it out and we'll play it. That's it. The reason why we know that's possible because we got it for years. We got it for decades until online gaming became a thing. Yeah. With the whole patching and everything like that. We're not done. At least the people in this room, we grew up in a generation where games, you want a complete game, period.
Yeah.
All the way up until I want to say
2013, really, when they started talking about that DRM shit.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's the year. That's pretty much it. So now if you whatever generation that's born in this new age of gaming and so or they won't be able to conceive that shit. Like finished game, what is that? So
right.
But
exactly.
As of right now, the developers know what they're doing. They know that they can make us pay full price for a game that's marketed to us complete, but it's really not. We get that over and over again with games when they give them to us, especially multiplayer games. Any game that's multiplayer, story-driven games, they usually give you a mostly complete game, and then later on, depending on what kind of game it is, they'll give you like an expansion to the story or something like that.
Yeah,
that's a little bit more acceptable. But when you have games like Street Fighter, Dragon Ball, shit like that, like these fighting games,
multiverse
games like games like that, like even shooting games like Overwatch, Call of Duty, shit like that, you purposely give us bare bones so that you can charge us more for the other shit that you do. And it's like there's no excuse for you to do that. Yeah, Halo as well. Like I have no problem paying $5, $10 for extra content if your game is good and you already gave me something that felt like a complete game and you're giving me extra to continue enjoying this good product. But if you're giving me something that's bare bones, for example, one of the worst ones I've experienced, Street Fighter versus Tekken. I love that game, but all the characters were fucking locked, and you had to, and they were on there. They were on the game. Like it wasn't no DLC that was coming later. All those characters were visible on the screen, but I think there was 16 that they started with, but only like 7 of them you could play with. The rest of them you had to download separately and pay for it.
That's like the newest. Well, I don't know about newest, but the newest one I played of Dead or Alive was like that. Like half the fucking roster was kind of paywall.
I'm glad you brought that up because I blocked that shit out because that's the worst one actually. That's the worst
Yeah.
one. You couldn't play anybody without buying
It was
them
like 2
motherfuckers.
characters, bro.
Yes, like that was real bad. And the
Yeah.
bad thing about Dead or Alive was Dead or Alive is one of the best fighting games, and then you fuck up your whole franchise
Exactly.
by doing that.
Exactly. Because I don't want to
So
fuck with
like
that shit no more.
they know what they're doing, and they know that the majority, the overwhelming majority of gamers are going to cave and say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just pay for it," and that's the reason why they keep fucking doing it. But I guarantee you, if 85% of gamers like, you know what, I'm not paying for that shit. You give me a complete game, and then give me shit later on. I'll pay for that. If we all did that, they will stop doing that practice. But also too, I do see the side of what this developer is telling you about being able to patch games and fix games that, you know, if there is an issue, if there is bugs and stuff like that, because you are connected to the internet, and being connected to the net and everything like that, that itself can cause like coding issues or glitches and everything like that, and bugs and stuff like that. That itself can happen because, you know, we can get new firmware for your internet and everything, new firmware for the internet itself, and that'll fuck with whatever, I guess, whatever version of the game that you have that's online that's fucking with it, and you gotta do updates. I get that part. The convenience of actually fixing a broken game via online is good, but the practice of how you're making us pay for extra shit where you really don't deserve it, Capcom, that's just not good with me.
I think it's not just the developers are at fault, but it's also like the industry pressure. Like I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know what you call the relationship, but like Microsoft to the developers, they're like, you need to make us a game that will have like consistent revenue coming. If not, we're not gonna, fuck with your game basically. So I think they like basically are told to design it in parts, or follow some type of formula that will allow them to get like that additional revenue, not just one single purchase, and that be done with it. So yeah, the developers are at fault, but I could also see it being like publishers or Microsoft or the Sonys of the world contributing.
Moji brings up a good point, because there is that I think they call it crunch, where it's like they have a certain amount of time, a certain due date that game has to come out. So that could also be part of why they cut these corners and they rush these games out, because they're like, all right, well, it's just a little bit of everything we say. They're like, well, motherfuckers gonna buy it. That's number one, so we ain't got to worry. So let's get this game out as fast and on time as we can, and then we'll patch it later. We'll lock all this stuff behind. We'll lock this stuff online because it's easier for us to fix. We ain't gotta have people recall the game back or do that's what people buying it on disc and all that stuff. They ain't gotta worry about any of that stuff. They can just magically patch it online, hide everything online, keep it going, give them as much money as they want, and then just be going with it. Like one of the main I guess you say they're publishers. I don't know if they're developers, but fucking Ubisoft is enemy number one for me, because like they do this shit where their offline portion of the game is online. Well, not offline, but their solo portion of the game is still online. I got a bunch of Ubisoft games that if my PlayStation is not connected online, I can't play it solo. There's just no freaking way. Even the Star Trek game that's on Oculus Quest, you can't play that solo without being connected online. So they're the worst in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of games where you now on all, well, except the Switch. The Switch is the only one that still sits in the area where you don't have to have internet to play most of your games, unless it's specifically online game, something like Fortnite or something like that. But now, like really, with the majority of like consoles now, if you don't have internet, you can't even open your fucking game.
Right.
If it's digital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say it's also a double-edged sword, because I do love like being able to go back to a game that I last played like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and there'll always be some like new updates and shit. But yeah, it sucks kind of, in the short term, but it's also like a great blessing in the long term, because, you get to have this technology now that is able to give you like, it sucks that it may be shit that you have to pay for. Not all games do that, but like Assassin's Creed mainly. Like every time I go back to that game, there's like a jillion, pieces of content that weren't there that I can just dive in and
Right.
start exploring. So
Yeah, that's
definitely
for
works
sure.
both ways. Can bisexual.
Yep.
And another thing, like the how you know that they know it's not right, and they basically try to block all that shit out and try to act like they can't do it without giving us these updates that we got to pay for and everything like that. Even though we do have a particular developer slash publisher that does the same shit, um, or does the shit that we will want everyone else to do. Rockstar. Rockstar is a good
Right.
example of giving. They give you a game. They gave us a game, and when they first launched Grand Theft Auto 5, um, it didn't launch the multiplayer with it right away.
Yeah, it came
I
out
think
like a
it
year
came out
later.
like yeah, like
Same
almost
as, same as Red
almost
Dead.
almost
Yep.
a year later, but it came for free. And then even
Right.
after that, with the online itself, everything that they gave us after the online, because the online obviously wasn't complete and everything like that, they didn't charge us for it. And as it came, they still didn't charge anything for it. Like even to this
So
day,
wait,
they still bring it out.
one
They still
correction. The
bring it out.
online GTA Online was out during launch, if I'm not mistaken, or like it came out like at least a week.
Nah.
It wasn't a year later because I was
Hell no.
I was playing
Well, so
online right after.
So it
Nah,
was
bro.
so
I know
because
for
it
sure
wasn't
it didn't.
working. They had a bunch of server issues and everything like that. They had to cut it off.
Yeah. Nah, that shit definitely wasn't
I don't
working, bro.
remember
Because
that.
I
I
beat the
remember.
fuck out of that game multiple
Yeah, I
times
was-
before the online came out.
Yeah, I remember getting.
was on
I remember
360
getting the
at the time.
game. I remember buying the game and taking a while to get to the online portion. Then when I got to the online portion, I was making my crew and all that stuff. It didn't take a year.
But
I
no,
don't remember that.
but Kaju though, knowing you bought the game 2 years late.
No.
So
I
online was
bought it
already
on launch
out.
day. I bought it for PlayStation 3 on launch day, man. It was on PlayStation 3. Yeah. That game's super old. It came, they keep putting it on every console.
Guaranteed you though, bro. I guaranteed you online didn't drop, bro. Cause I remember when they
Alright, I'll
dropped the
look it up,
trailer for
but
online.
I could have sworn I was playing
I
online.
guaranteed you it didn't. Cause
Why
when
not?
they
Just look
announced
it
the
up right
online
now.
shit, it was huge.
You got a computer in front of you.
Like-
Look it up right now. You can all see it.
That is true.
Oh yeah.
That is true.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but-
Yes, it's true.
yeah, but hold on, let me see. GTA
Yes. Yes.
GTA 5.
You know it. Ooh, 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 I love you.
What was it?
Release
Launch
date or something? Oh yeah.
launch date. September. Okay, that's didn't tell us anything. Yeah, I'll lift this up so I can see better. It was released on 1st of October for PlayStation 3. For next gen. Let's see. Let's see if it gives us something on the wiki. Let's see. Multiplayer. Published by Rockstar. Released in October. The game is online component. The photo set within the fiction's open world.
It said 2 weeks after.
It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Auto launched 2 weeks after. Grand Theft Auto Online 2 weeks after.
Yeah, I remember that because I was
Grand Theft
on
Auto.
PlayStation 3, man.
Okay.
I remember it didn't take me long to get to it.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
so
You was right.
there was a wait time. 2 weeks. I know, like it was hard to get in. Period for like a while. Like you could not get in that motherfucker because it was like overcrowded, the servers and shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
But going to the point that I was trying to make earlier, like Rockstar showed us that like you can do that without fucking ripping our pockets open. And
Right.
the industry itself knows that, the gaming industry knows that, and they know it so much, and they hate the idea of even going the same direction that Rockstar is doing, that you don't even see. Rockstar drops these extra modes and everything like that, extra modes, DLCs, everything like for free. They don't even put them at. They don't even like promote them at the award shows anymore. You don't see Rockstar. You don't see Grand Theft Auto stuff or Red Dead Redemption editions at these award shows, at these gaming, like these streamings,
Nah.
none of it. Guess who has to put out their own material, like for us to even their own advertising it? Rockstar. So like they're basically blackballed from these other events. Like don't. But the next time we will see fucking Rockstar at one of these things is when Grand Theft Auto 6 drops, and it's gonna be the biggest game of whatever year it comes out. It's
sure
biggest game, and they're gonna want it on these award shows, streaming on these while they're streaming these award shows and everything. They're gonna want it there.
Question of the day is: are they actually gonna keep faith to like Grand Theft Auto 5 and actually make the online free, like you just said? You know they're definitely gonna make a story mode, but is it only gonna be online? That's the question of the day.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna make a strictly online game. I don't Rockstar
because Rockstar, they will not do a strictly online game. The reason being is they built their entire franchise off of their story.
Oh, I know.
Yes, you do all this crazy shit and everything like that, but the stories behind it,
right? The story is what keeps you with Rockstar.
Exactly, like the story behind all them Grand Theft Auto, fucking amazing.
Bully and the people. All them games, nigga, even Midnight Club, like these niggas, Rockstar know what they doing, bro.
Like when it comes to story and voice acting for video games, they're, if not number one, they're definitely number two, and I would say it would be behind the Final Fantasy franchise.
I would have to agree with you on that. I would really have to agree with you on that.
Naughty Dog. Oh, for like Uncharted and shit and everything like that.
Yeah, story wise, anyway.
Last of Us.
Oh yes,
Square. Yes. Okay, so we big three is Square Enix, Naughty Dog, and Rockstar for story driven. Okay, can we agree on that? Okay,
for sure.
No particular order, but them three, the big three.
Well, it has to be a big four, bro. It got to be a Mount Rushmore because you got to have Santa Monica in there for God of War, bro.
Okay, well, what else do they got besides God of War? Because
those are the big, like we talking about Rockstar. Those are the biggest titles.
Yeah, like
absolute story based. Like whenever it drops, it shuts everything down.
Yeah, but see, when we look at Rushmore, we got, like you say, Rockstar's got Bully, Red Dead. They got multiple stuff. Like what else does what's it called have for God of War? Like, what else do they have? Yeah,
that's it. I mean,
I'm not denying the story behind God of War. The shit's amazing, period. But what other projects do they have for us that like can put them like that? Okay, we got something else to give you besides God of War. Like
but don't nobody put Rockstar above everybody else because of Bully and Midnight Club and shit. It's just because of Grand Theft.
Red Dead.
Red Dead 2, but like it didn't even pay that online that much attention. Like Grand Theft is their bread and butter. Like that's what Rockstar is known for.
Yeah, but the fact that they got multiple things under their belt that everyone agrees that like it was fun. Like you said, Bully. No one's checking for Bully right now, but back in the day, that was like
that shit was huge.
Yeah, if you bring out a Bully game now, you got to show us before we can fucking hop on and be like, hey, I'm getting that Bully game now. You got to show us what you bringing first. No one's checking for Bully like that. Red Dead, we already experienced Red Dead. The story for Red Dead was just amazing,
incredible.
I think they may have dropped the ball on the online for the most part. Like it just seemed they didn't seem as enthusiastic with their online for Red Dead like they were with GTA.
Yeah.
If they were as enthusiastic, I think Red Dead. Me personally, I think Red Dead would be better than GTA if they had put work in like they did.
It could have been funner if they would have just like really fleshed it out and made it seem like Grand Theft Online just in the Western world, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. Like you couldn't get away with it in Red, like not get away with it in Red Dead, but like you walking by somebody, like, hey, what you doing? Like they just be fucking like, damn, I'm just walking down this fucking dirt road. What the fuck? Like, I'm tailing on your ass. So just fucking go, and then you gotta kill somebody, and then you actually in trouble. Like.
Right. They're different, bro. I still be playing that shit to this day. I don't delete that game ever.
Yeah, that shit's been fun. But it's
like
I said, like the industry knows better, but Rockstar had the good idea, had the right idea. They did it correctly. They're giving, and
Right.
plus, too, I guess you could say on the same hand that like Rockstar made a shitload of money off of Grand Theft Auto. Like I think it was the highest grossing
Right.
video game of all time or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
For Grand
absolutely.
Theft, yeah, for Grand Theft
Yo,
Auto
the
5.
thing,
So like, I guess you had the ability to pull out a bunch of free stuff because you got so much money off of us to begin with.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
And then they do got microtransactions in it as well. But
Right.
I say they earn those. They earn those microtransactions. They give back. So
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean,
lot
I
of
have
free
no
shit.
problem. Yeah, I have no problem giving like doing all that and shit like that. And also too like
yeah,
you don't
there's
have
two.
to do the microtransactions. Like you can grind for
Right.
the in-game cash still. So it's like
Right.
go ahead, you know.
Yeah, there's two. There's two development companies that are real solid and they play by their own rules and like they don't. They don't go with what the industry is doing and stuff like that. And that's Rockstar and Bungie. Like they just do their own fucking thing.
Yep,
Like they're
I said
their
Bungie.
own shit, their own entity. And they still like the gamers. I'm not saying developers don't like the gamers, but like they they don't have nobody to be the yes man to. They do their own shit, and that's why that's why they're able to do what they want, and they still on top and they still relevant. But these other developers
say
are gonna have
indie
to find a
developers,
way.
too.
They're gonna have to find a way to work around the system and make these games better and give us better quality than what we've been going. I'm talking about mainly with AAA games, like independent games. They've been doing all right, but they starting to slow down too and getting a little weird because I blame mostly Minecraft and not so much Fortnite. Fortnite kind of doing their own thing, but Minecraft was like one of the first independent games that was like, you could just make one game and keep that shit going for 10 years, right? You could make money off of this game for 10. Because I remember I got Minecraft back in 2011. I was playing that game. I loved the game. They were like, all right, we're gonna come out with 1 point whatever, and once we come out with that, we're gonna release the game to the community. They were like, they're gonna give us a mod UI, and they promised us all this stuff. And next thing you know, they sold that shit to Microsoft. They started seeing the dollar signs, and we've been getting nothing but fucking Minecraft updates over and over again. No Minecraft 2, which I wouldn't even buy. I just want Minecraft 1 Java. But as far as the Minecraft community goes, they don't have no Minecraft 2, and they just keep updating that same fucking game that came out in like fucking 2010. That's just a 10-year-old game. They're doing the same thing with Among Us. That game was supposed to go. It was actually supposed to become not shareware. What's the other word? They were actually going to release the code for that game because they're like, oh, we're going to work on Among Us 2, and we're going to give the code to the community. You're going to be able to mod it, do whatever you want to do with it.
Source code.
And like like a week or two later, they were like, the source code. Yeah, a week or two later, they were like, nah, we're going to stick with it. And now you're just going to get nothing but Among Us, the first game, just patched and with more shit added to make it less of a fun game than it was when it came out. So, I don't know.
I mean, to go with that, I mean, we've seen proof that like that you can do that if you do it correctly. Like GTA 5 is a good example. That shit is over 10 years old at this point,
Yeah, that's just old, man.
and it's still got a high player base and everything because they did it correctly.
It's not over 10 years because the date's up there. The date's up there, 2013. It's 2022, so it's 9 years.
Okay, so about to be 10 years. Okay, so going on 10. All right, but
Yeah, I think they closed the servers for the older ones. I'm not sure, but it's two versions of that game going on the third version.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they did close those. They announced those back when they did the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like the gaming, the gaming industry itself, it's just we know it's dollar signs. We know that it's all dollar signs for them, and I mean it's a business. You can't blame them, but at the same time, this got to be also like how you mentioned Fortnite. Or the reason why I respect Fortnite is because they went against the grain of the industry, where for a while the gaming industry, like Microsoft, Sony, all them kept telling us crossplay was not possible.
Yeah.
They kept telling us that shit. They're like, yeah, that's something we just can't do. If we do that, we gotta reconfigure the whole system. We gotta do. They kept feeding us all this bullshit. And Fortnite or Epic, they called their bluff. They literally on purpose switched that shit on. It's like, oops, your Xbox players are playing with PlayStation players. Left it up for an hour and turn it off, and they got in trouble for it. But they
It
exposed them
opened up
motherfuckers.
that Pandora's box. Yeah.
Yep. And now after that, all the people that are like big gamers and everything like that, it was like, hey, you niggas lied to us. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah. And then you know how social media is. Like the whole the whole wave just went across, and it was like, okay, we gotta go ahead and start working on this. Otherwise, we ain't gonna make no. And that's exactly what they started doing. They started coming up with deals with certain developers and shit like that. Like, okay, you can go ahead and open up your shit for crossplay, and now we're almost every game coming out, at least multiplayer, obviously.
Right.
It's coming out. Almost every game coming out now is crossplay to some degree. Whether it's all the systems crossplay together, or it's PC and Xbox, PlayStation and Xbox, or Xbox and PlayStation. Like at least two of them are crossplaying on almost every game now. I think Call of Duty is crossplay all around. I think at this point.
Yeah, it is.
And they were the main ones talking about like, oh, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes they take some of those, those specific developers and companies like Epic and Rockstar and shit like that to make those kind of moves to make the industry change. Since obviously there's not enough of us to change it by ourselves. Say like 8% of the gamers is gonna just spend their money on some dumb shit that they keep giving us.
Now, real quick, speaking of online and games, but
I keep come on up too.
Yeah, I wanna know if anybody here y'all into like Star Trek and like Starship simulators. Just like give emoji or something if that's your thing, if you like that, because I got a treat for y'all. I guess nobody does. All right, we got two. That's it. All right. Well, anyway, I'll give the information to Doc and Steam, but there's a bridge simulator
anyway.
game.
Go ahead.
Yeah. There's a bridge
Go ahead and say it.
Yeah. There's a bridge simulator game that you could play with your friends. You could play with like at least up to 6 people, but even more than that. And you could play this thing online, and y'all fly a starship together and shoot enemies and all kind of fun shit. And the cool thing is, you only need one copy of the game. One person has the game. It's a normal like $59.99 game. That one person has the game. They launched the server. This is like one of the good things about online stuff. They launched the server, and anybody can connect to it to any type of browser. You could be on your computer, you could be on your tablet, you could be on your phone, and you could connect to the game. And you have your station. Like they have one for science, they have one for engineering, they got one for the person that flies the ship, they got the communications, and then they have all these other like windows that you can activate that you can look at. Like if you're the engineer, like so like you're on your computer and you're the engineer and you got to like reroute energy and all that kind of shit. Like you can have your engineer screen on your computer, and then you could open up another little window like on your phone that'll be like kind of like a map of like what's broken on the ship and what you need to fix and all that kind of shit. So like has all these like customization options, and they got like mods and shit for it. It's really cool. It's called Starship Horizons. I highly recommend that game. So yeah, we should. The other cool thing is you could play that in Discord. Like if we're on Discord, one person can stream the ship, the actual like the monitor that you see on the ship when you're flying through, like in Star Trek. They can stream that on Discord while everybody else is on their station and talking on their microphones, and you're just flying through space and blowing up shit and protecting bases and all kind of fun shit.
Okay. See, I know Dub is a big fan of space stuff. He's a big fan of space shit. So like, I don't know. Would you give that a try?
I mean, it just depends on like what it looked like and shit. I don't just pick up any game now. Like I fuck with No Man's Sky because that's like, that's my shit, and that's like one of the best, space simulators out there. So if it ain't on No Man's Sky level,
yeah, well they got trailers and demos on the internet. So if you want to watch it, you can.
Yeah, shoot it through the Discord and shit. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm looking it up now.
All right, Doc, go ahead.
I have a question.
We didn't ran over.
Yeah, we way over, bro. I need to start getting ready to watch this damn boxing match, bro.
Yeah, so like we're gonna close out with Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, there's no after show tonight. I'm gonna have to get off early because I got some stuff to do. But we'll be back next week.
Shoot.
And hopefully y'all have watched The Boys, because that's what we're gonna talk about.
Okay.
Did you watch The Boys?
I haven't. I've been busy, dog. I ain't
Okay.
even got to watch Obi.
Okay,
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm gonna watch it.
Okay. With that being said, that's the
Hmm.
announcement I was going to make. There's no after show
Oh,
tonight.
okay.
And,
No.
oh yeah, Static, E-Dub, or whatever you want to call yourself, brother. Make sure, make sure you do, you know, put up, the last 2 weeks after show. That's money.
Gotcha.
It's money.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Soon as
Even
he,
change
it.
soon as
It's money.
I don't think Judo sent me the last week's after show yet, but when he
Yeah,
does,
yeah. You don't have last week, but you got the other 2
Okay.
weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a
Gotcha.
the next week I'm gonna change my hairstyle to have dreads like you. But anyways, good night, y'all. Enjoy,
Already.
and
Yes, sir.
may the force be with you.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
All right, that is another. That is the end of a combat. I'm your host, Static, along with co-host
About Peter up. What's happening? He out.
and my. Where the fuck? Where'd he go?
My
There
shit's
goes
fucking
Mosey.
up. I think my shit's about to die.
Okay.
Emoji. My shit's about to die.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.